Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Excuse my voice, I have a little bit of a sore throat, but I wanted to play today. So I pulled out about 4 large tags. These are from Dina Wakley slash, Ranger, the heavyweight white tags. And we're going to just make some Valentine themed tags. So I have 4 to play with. I've pulled out plenty of oxide sprays. We have some stains as well, all in like pinks, purples, a little yellow, and I think I have a red out. Yeah, candy apple. So we have the oxide sprays. I pulled out anything in pink that I have with texture paste. So we have stencil butter and barn door, lunar paste and prom queen, and neon lunar paste and hot mess. I also have like the astro paste in red and lunar paste and game over. That's also the red. I bought out tacky one dry gel medium in case we want to do something with some foiling on one of them. I just thought, why not? I bought out some embossing powders. We'll see, just anything in pink. I have a collection of anything heart-shaped stencils in my stash, so just a variety of them. And then I have a few stamps. I just have a flower one, butterfly, and of course this one that's Love Notes from Tim Holtz. Definitely leaning towards obviously using this one for some sort of focal piece and or the flowers. But like I said, I just wanted to play. I took out a bunch of product and I was like, let's just make some backgrounds, right? And get dirty. So let's start with the background part. So that's why I have my mixed media Tim Holtz mat right here. And we'll play. I also have my water bottle ready, and I have my heat gun ready, right? Yeah, ready. And then also, so in case anything else, I have the heart punch in case, like, say we make one, I like it, but I just want to take off, make a portion of one and be like an embellishment on the other. We have the heart shape ready to go too. So these are all the things on the desk. Let's just play, have a little moment of play, and go from there because I just feel like playing. And so we'll start off. I have Kitsch Flamingo in stain. We have Spun Sugar in oxide. We have Picked Raspberry, which is always my favorite. Ooh, and I always do this, and I know everything over here is going to get, colored. Okay, everyone, so this is truly what like a mixed media art supply playtime looks like. So I am just daubing out some sprays onto the, like, what do they call this side? I guess the media side of it, not the glass portion of the media board. So this one just allows the colors to move freely all around. And as you can see, you smush your tag, or if you're working in a journal, just into the paint colors and the inks. And what you get is what you get, and you don't get upset, as my first grader would tell me. Because, this is that almost like spontaneous, no control, freeing process of mixed media. Okay, so I stuck with the same colors in order for some of them to just be cohesive. So the first one is like pink and purples, and then I did have some of the red colors. I think that's the one I'm working on next, and some orange. And this one is not to say like well, it's like the odd goose out, because then I went back once I did this one in like reds and oranges. I was like, I really just like pink and purple. But I had done the red, I think initially because you see I have the watermelon foil out, because I knew I wanted to make some sort of probably the heart option to be red foil, and I just thought, let me just do it on a red, toned tag. I probably could have done it as pink as well, but you know what? It's just a cool kind of tag. Mixed media in this regard, when you look at it, just brings me so much joy. I love the random effects and the pooling and the blending of colors. I think is just so cool about the distress line in general. It's not for everybody, but for me, I can see the beauty, and I do enjoy this crafty time that I had making these. And now I realize I am posting this in March, but this was clearly done in the month of February, went with a Valentine's Day thing. I think my blog post for this was on Valentine's Day, and I shared it on Valentine's Day, but the video is coming at you now. So any colors when you do this process would work. So I'm, like I said, just working. I had selected Valentine's because it was the day my post was made. But you know, what if you did this in greens and blues, or you know, even if, you know, for me, I love pink and purple regardless, so these colors speak to me quite well. And as you can see, it's just kind of, you know, smushing paint into it. The way this is working too, we used to call it like the packaging technique, or we still call it the packaging, if in case you don't have this media board, to just go in with like packaging from like a stamp set, or you know, ephemera pack, that you put the colors right on the plastic itself and then smush it onto the paper. It can get the same effects. So here I am going in with the Tim Holtz stamps. These are the big botanicals that came out, not in a recent release, but like from last year, but rather recently, and I haven't used them yet. You saw me take them out there. This is the first time using them, and I did the first stamp with just black archival ink. Archival is always important, so that you know that if you keep on going with any sort of wet media, it will not move. So I did one of the big ones as the focal point. I think I always work in that kind of strategy, like there has to be like a focal image, and you'll see how all of them sort of get a focal image as well. So it's just kind of, you know, you can add as little or as much as you want. I could go to town with grunging it up, and you can see me just taking the nice script text, just adding it to the background, and I'm loving the way that looks. And then I'm still like, okay, let's add some leaves, and here I am, and I'm just adding the, you know, second generation, third generation without re-inking it yet. And just have fun. This is, again, just kind of playing with it. And so there I have the Tacky When Dry medium, gel medium. If you've been around on my channel, you know that I speak so highly of the Tacky When Dry. So Tacky When Dry, this one, is good when you don't have like to heat set it, like through a laminator or a foil machine. This one, that goes on white, as you can clearly see, and I'm just being particular as to get the hearts around the areas not blocking what I already stamped. But in the end, like, you know, if I did the whole thing, it wouldn't have mattered. It's just a nice fun look. So you can see them just kind of sprinkled through there, keeping it intact. So when this is ready, Tacky When Dry, it dries, quote unquote, clear. And it just means it's tacky, and then that's when you can add the foil on top. And I think I let that dry on the side, and I'll show you the second part of it. So then this one is called Heart Notes, I want to say, and this was released for Valentine's Day last year. I have played with it probably a handful of times, not very often. But still, it worked out fun to do some cool effects with this one. So I'm taking it with my embossing folder, embossing stamp pad, which is kind of just like clear ink, I think it is, something like that. And I am using it with purple glitter embossing powder, and I was going to do an opposite one in like this one called Rose Quartz, but because the purple one is glitter based, so it's sparkly and has a metallic sheen, the Rose Quartz one does not. And so when I looked at it, I was like, I was going to alternate it, let me not. And with this one, it is wipeable before you heat set it, so that's important. So if you already heat set it, you're stuck with it. But because I looked at it and I was like, oh, it's not going to really look good, that was my decision to then just make them all purple. So then what I did as the alternating was just kind of do one that was a solid, and then an outline, and a solid, and an outline, and they're all in that purple glitter one, and it worked out great. And this one is from Ranger as well. And then I will heat set all of that and come back to it. So here it is. It's clear now. You can see how you don't really see it. I'm just making sure. And if you had touched it with your finger, it would be tacky. Okay, hence the name of it's Tacky When Dry. And then you can go in with your foil, and all you do is place the foil color side up, and it attaches to it. And as you can see, when you remove it from the tackiness, it takes off the foil from the sheet. And so I am just kind of going all over the place and getting all the areas. You know, it's completely covered the areas that you wanted it embossed when it's not getting caught in anything. So it's really important to go around and kind of do this to make sure all the tacky areas are covered with foil, because that takes away clearly the tackiness, and that just turned out so cool. It's the only kind of, like I said, the only one that I did with more of a red tone. The other ones are all kind of pink and purple, but for the foil part, it is amazing. So definitely get Tacky When Dry. The other one to pick up if you love foiling is it's called Hot Foil, and that's the one. So same thing, if I use the hot one, it would just speed up the process. I would have to have my foil machine going, and I would put the foil on top of the gel, because you can still do it, and then it has to go in the carrier sheet and through your machine, and then that it would already be foiled and good. So that one, the hot one, I only use though when I could have done it with this one because it could have gone through with the machine, because you can't work with that one in a journal. It has to go through a machine. So that one, so I could have done either with this one. I just did the tacky one dry. So you saw me previously go through a Tim Holtz stencil with metallic hot pink texture paste from Lunar. So that one's a Simon Hurley one, Lunar paste. And then here I'm going in with texture paste, regular texture paste, but with this one, with the hearts, it's like brick heart. I'm gonna now, when it's dry, cover it in rock candy, which is just an effect. Again, just playing with another supply, just bust it out, and it gives it a sparkly texture, crystallized. If you have the sparkle paste, that one works out the same way. So here they are all dry. There's that paste one with the hot pink paste, and they're all dry. So then I'm taking a transparency. This one is called Abstract Portraits number 2. It's from Dina Wakley, and I simply just thought, why not? That's all that I'm doing here. Why not? Let's do something more to them. It needs something more. And so I think I took one sheet. It had 4 portraits on it, and one goes on each of my tags. And so just for added specialness, I just painted in the lips with just some Dina Wakley heavy body paint. It works with craft paint as well. And it was just to give some color to areas. You can do this. You see me auditioning it and then deciding I need more paint and stapling it to my tag. So then I go along the whole thing for the rest of them, finding just which one worked well with the base or the mixed media that I already had in use on the tag. And so for this one, yeah, it just, they add a little something now. And this is me just playing with my supplies, keep on going with the layers, and this is, you see me just auditioning out. It was fun playtime. Now, could I have done as much as I did if I did it in a journal? Yes, because the techniques I did, if I didn't use the hot one, all could have been done in a journal, but having them as tags is just a fun option for you. You know, I could put these all on a binder ring, or I could definitely attach these to some of those pages like the burlap in the Dina Wakley mixed media journal, or even into the ledger one that I now have. So it's just an added layer for those as well. So here I am going in with some more paint just to kind of block out some of the imagery on the tags itself. And so it was just a fun process. I think I did all of these. I think my footage, this could have been like a 20-minute video, just brought down to 4 times the speed, but I did 8 times the speed. So it took a little bit of time, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and it was fun. So I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, that will wrap up my 4 fun tags. So we finished them off with Dina Wakley transparencies, and then I was just hunting around for these small talk sticker pads from Tim Holtz. I knew I had them in my stash. So this one I put Hello Darling, Choose to See the Good Stuff, and Me and You Stuck Like Glue. Just thought it was perfect for the little image. And all that foil. This is so good. So yummy. They're each showing off just different techniques to do in your art journal pages. I just made them into tags. I hope you've had fun and inspired to play. And having little surfaces like this can really get your creative spark going. That way you're not just stuck to doing one complete page, but working on a few at a time. And that's the fun of playing with your art supplies. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Give this video a thumbs up. And until next time, everyone, bye.